back to form last week against Burnley, Steve. They'd suffered 3 straight league defeats and then got back with this 3-1 win against Burnley.
This was actually a very, very good result, because I know Burnley, just the shackles have come off a little bit in the transfer market for Burnley, and they bought 1 or 2 good players. You think, yeah, their season will be on the turn again, but you know, as you can see, QPR bought 3 in themselves. Got 2 from corners, which is a little bit strange. You know, I'll be disappointed, Steve Cottrell. But you can do no more than beat what's put in front of you, and they did that very well.
You mentioned new players. They got 3 in, all played there, and all play tonight. Samsa Tomoska is a midfielder or defender. 2 caps for Finland. He's also brought in Danny Cullip from Nottingham Forest on a free, 30 years old, but no-nonsense defender. And Adam Boulder, midfielder, who John Gregory would have had at Derby County, has come in. But of course, you've got to score the goals, and Dexter Blackstock, Steve, is the man up front.
Yep.
He's only got 9 goals, 8 in the league this season. He's only 20 years old. How much did they rely on him?
Well, we went down early on in the season and he hadn't scored for 16 games. So, you know, he's come through a tough spell. I think he was 1 in 5, 1 in 6 at that stage. He's now got that down to 1 in 3. He's obviously finding his feet. I think what does bear out here is, you know, nearly all the goals are coming from the left-hand side. You know, Lee Cook has a big hand in most of the good things that happen at QPR, and that's certainly been the case for Dexter Blackstock. But as you can see, he's getting that ratio down. It's now 1 in 3. That's more an acceptable level, and that gives QPR something to aim for.
So Blackstock the threat then for Queen's Park Rangers, and we all know the threat for Southend will be Freddy Eastwood. Amazing they've kept him. You know,
yes.
Apparently he was talking to Premiership clubs, didn't happen, didn't go in the transfer window. I mean, he's Mr. Southend at the moment, isn't he?
Well, just by keeping him, it gives them a chance to start up. If they'd sold him, not just him as a player, but the whole thing would have sent the wrong message out to everybody. It would have said, we've accepted relegation, you know, and they would have undoubtedly gone back down. But by keeping him, we're a proper club. We're going to have a real go at this level. You know, we've come up. Hopefully we're going to stay up. And by doing, the only way we're going to do that is by keeping this lad. And you know, you get to the stage where I think this is his 3rd year now. He's going to be the top scorer again here. You know, I like to see players who come on the scene and they hang around, they stay around, and that's the proof of a good player. And he's already proving that.
They've had a good January, Southend, in terms of points, and also in terms of planning permission for their new stadium, and also in terms of keeping him, Freddy Eastwood. So not a bad January. Let's talk to their manager, Steve Tilson. He's with Bryn Law now.
Well, Steve, you've had to make a couple of changes. I guess you'll hope it doesn't disrupt the flow as you've been playing so well recently. Yeah,
we had to make a couple of changes on Saturday, and to be fair to the lads, you know, they put in a really good performance. But yeah, I mean, we've only lost 1 in the last 7 league games, so you know the momentum's going forward. Lads are believing in themselves a lot more than they was earlier in the season, and looking forward to the game tonight.
It's the same side that struggled in the first half of the season that's doing so well in the second half, so they've learnt lessons, have they? Yeah,
people keep asking the same question. You know, I felt earlier on in the season that we probably didn't have a little bit of rub of the green, but I think when you get a couple of results, you know, on the bounce, that the belief and the confidence from the players, you know, they think they're going to win, rather than, you know, we may win, and I think that's been the biggest difference.
It's a big game tonight, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a huge game. I mean, if we get a result, you know, we're only 2 points behind QPR. Obviously, if they win, they're 8 points clear of us, and that's a big gap with only 14 games to go. So, yeah, it's a big game for us. But like I say, we've got some good home games coming up, and I think, you know, it's going to determine whether we stay up or not.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you.
Queen's Park Rangers today. Southend have still got to play a lot of the teams around about them at the bottom of the table. That's crucial to get points out of those games, isn't it?
Yeah, but it doesn't always work like that, as you say. I mean, they've beaten a lot of the better sides in this division, and when they've come up against teams like QPR in the same position as themselves, they haven't been able to perform. This is a huge game for Southend. I mean, this drags another 4 sides above them into the mire. It gets them really within touching distance of getting out of it. And as I say, this will tell us a lot about what's left in their season.
And one of those teams who could be dragged right into it, Queen's Park Rangers. John Gregory took them over bottom, pull them away, that euphoria you get when a new manager comes in, and he's really had to try and drag out a result last week to get them out of the bottom 3 again. Yeah,
I mean, they needed that January transfer window, didn't they? The 3 boys that he got in. You know, sometimes it works for you, sometimes it doesn't. It's worked for QPR. He's brought in 3 players, 2 of them very combative. who'll strengthen the spine. That's exactly what they needed. They've got players who can get themselves out of trouble, make no mistake about that.
And there is a different feeling about Southend, and we came early in the season here against Cardiff and they looked a poor team, to be honest. But now they've got the planning permission for the new stadium, Freddie's staying, points are being picked up, totally different atmosphere.
Yeah, and to be fair, other players playing their part. I mean, I think Lee Bradbury went to Cardiff, scored a fantastic goal there, the winner. Mark Gower scored goals at Birmingham. So now all of a sudden, you know, they're not just relying on one player. Other people, CAMPBELL-RYCE, I think he got a couple against West Brom. Other people are weighing in with some goals. So the pressure isn't just on Freddy Eastwood to perform.
OK, let's get the team news from our commentators. It's Chris Kamara and Bill Leslie.
Well, Southend's recent revival of 10 points from a possible 15 so far this year has been built on a fairly settled side. Couple of changes again tonight, though. Defender Stevie Hamill, he has a thigh injury, not as bad as first feared, but he is out tonight. Adam Barrett back from a ban and comes in to replace him at left back. Alan McCormack missed the draw at Stoke with a thigh problem. He returns in midfield. And main man Freddy Eastwood is very much back on the goal trail after a bit of a barren spell. He's scored in his last 3 games. John Gregory called the performance last week in the win against Burnley the best since he's been at the club. That's why he sticks with the same side and formation tonight, including 3 of the January arrivals. Adam Boulder from Derby County, Danny Culliper's coming from Nottingham Forest, and Finnish utility player Sami Timoska. Dexter Blackstock is the top scorer, 3 in his last 6 games as well, joined in a new look front 3 by Lee Cook and Martin Rowlands, who scored a spectacular against Southend in the win at Loftus Road back in August.
Well, despite the absence of Spencer Pryor, it's still a decent backline for Steve Tilson and his side. And Big Adam Barrett, normally a centre half, will be playing in that left back spot, dominant in the air, and he'll cover SODJE and Clarke at times when the ball is banged into the box. Lewis Hunt's going to have to be on top of his game tonight because Lee Cook will destroy him if he's not. In midfield, the man that makes Southend tick is Kevin Maher. If he's on the ball, if he's dominating the possession, he can put the strikers through, not just Bradbury, but the man who they need to get on the ball in the 18-yard box, Eastwood. Well, it's a decent system. When you play 3-4-3, if you get on top of the game, you can actually dominate possession the whole time because your backline are comfortable. They're marking the 2 strikers, Cullen, Mancienne and Stewart, and they don't give them any breathing space whatsoever. You'll see 2 markers, and at times you'll see one of them dropping off. They've got to be clever at doing it, and John Gregory's happy with the way things have been working since they started this system. In midfield, that gives them a real opportunity to get Ainsworth and Timoska as forward as possible. Boulder and Lomas don't have to sit as well because Boulder does like to get forward, and then it's that front 3. They just occupy the back 4 of Southend the whole of the time if they get quality balls into them.
No doubt about it, the new year has brought a new feel to Southend United Football Club. New hope that they can remain in this division. It's given them real hope of survival, but the sands of time just starting to run against them. 15 games left, including tonight, and few of them more important than against relegation rivals in Queen's Park Rangers here at Roots Hall. It is a season-shaping evening for both these clubs. It is Southend against Queen's Park Rangers, and it's live.
In the Coca-Cola Championship, it's Southend United against Queen's Park Rangers. Commentators Chris Kamara and Bill Leslie.
A little bit of history being made here at Roots Hall tonight. There is the Southend United captain Kevin Maher, a 418th appearance for the club for him. That makes him the 3rd highest all-time appearance maker, taking him level with Tony Bentley, the fullback who played here in the 60s and early 70s. Well, that's Queen's Park Rangers' £10 million man, Lee Cook. That's the price tag put on him by the club. They're able to keep hold of him during the January transfer window, and so much of what is dangerous about Queen's Park Rangers goes through him. A 6-pointer on the seaside, a vital 90 minutes in the outcome of the season for both these football clubs. 5 points the gap now between them. It could be 8 with the Queen's Park Rangers win, could be just 2 if Southend can continue their recent revival. Lee Bradbury proving the platform for an early Southend attack. But the quality of the cross, not quite there that time. It just went behind off the left foot of Mark Gower.
Well, Steve Tilson wouldn't want to see that at all. Get an opportunity like that from Mark Gower just to put a decent ball in the box in the first minute, and he can't provide it.
Centenary year for Southend United Football Club, and he is right up there at the all-time favourites of the football club as a player, wholehearted, and what he has done here as a manager, whatever the outcome of events this season, has been quite extraordinary. Back-to-back promotions and a real battle on to stay in the Championship. Just one defeat in the last 7 games, 10 points out of the last 15. There really is, Chris, new belief about something, very different feel from when we were here earlier on in the season.
Oh, there certainly is, and it's the camaraderie and the togetherness that Steve Tilson has with his team. Every one of them's in there for the cause, there's no dissenters. They're all desperate to get themselves out of trouble. I think they knew that when they moved into the Championship that they'd have a problem this season, adjusting to it, getting into better football, playing better teams week in, week out. Now they've settled into it. It's not too late, that's one thing for certain.
I heard Steve Tilson say in the build-up to the game how they've managed to rediscover the spirit that saw them win the League One title last season. 6 of the starting 11 this evening have won back-to-back promotions from the bottom league up to the Championship, and that is an important part of it, I'm sure.
Well, Efe SODJE goes right through Dexter Blackstock on this. When this ball comes over, he goes down immediately. Dexter, as that ball's in the air, just watch Efe SODJE right through the back of him, right on the side of his head. Eyes on the ball, really caught him.
Queen's Park Rangers, of course, have been in the news in the last 24 hours or so for events on their training ground. None of these players involved tonight, involved in that practice match, a so-called friendly match against China, but there is a player down here, and this is a concern because it's an important man for Queen's Park Rangers, Dexter Blackstock.
When you get it on the side of the head, very painful.
On target last week, Dexter Blackstock, and Queen's Park Rangers a worrying slide over the last few weeks, but that win against Burnley has seen them come here in much better heart than they would have done had the results continued to go against them. 3-1 they saw off the Burnley side, who were looking to pick up themselves after bringing in a few new players in January. Queen's Park Rangers, 3 new arrivals, seem to have done the trick. New formation as well from John Gregory. There was never any danger he was going to change things after that very pleasing outing against Steve Cotterell's side. Pleasing sign here is that Dexter Blackstock looks okay to continue.
It's always interesting when I see managers trying to play 3-4-3. Is it really 3-4-3? Do they stick the 3 strikers up there? Is Rowlands going to play upside along Dexter Blackstock, or are they just going to occupy the full-backs? Is Lee Cook going to push in alongside him? Just looking at it now, and basically they're occupying the full-backs, and Dexter Blackstock is the lone striker up the middle against the 2 centre-backs.
Interesting to see how Southend adapt. Adam Barrett back from a ban, but he's very much a centre-halfer. Another one of the linchpins of their success over the last couple of seasons, their back-to-back promotions. He has filled in at left-back before. And it's going to be an intriguing battle, Rowlands up against him.
It's interesting what you were saying about Lee Cook, that Queen's Park Rangers want 10 million for him. Basically, they're saying it wasn't for sale. And I've got to be honest with you, Bill, there wouldn't be any takers at that price.
His contribution at times, though, for Queen's Park Rangers is priceless. And he's enjoying the newfound attacking freedom that this 3-4-3 system affords him.
Well, he's a good player. He's got great ability, technical ability. Can play at a higher level, that's one thing for certain.
Another thing for certain, if it does all go wrong in the remaining weeks of the season for Queen's Park Rangers, he probably won't be hanging around to play at a lower level. Here he is now, Cook, on that trusty left foot. Good confident call by Daryl FLAHAVAN.
I quite like Daryl FLAHAVAN. He's not a goalkeeper that stands on his line. He'll come for stuff, take the pressure off his defenders.
Jamal CAMPBELL-RYCE providing the pace down Southend's right. And it forced the free kick, a rather reckless challenge from Adam Boulder.
Yeah, it is. I think they were surprised, like I was, that he came back, Jamal CAMPBELL-RYCE. He'd got the beating of them, just delivered the ball in the box, but came back to take them on.
The captain, Maher, will deliver. Barrett among those forward. Not the delivery that Southend were looking for. Terrific atmosphere, by the way, here at Rout. Timoska couldn't clear that away. Southend looking to spring forward again. It's Freddy EASTWOOD. And it is just over the bar, but he certainly got hold of that one.
Well, Lee Bradbury's having a real go at him and saying, why didn't you just hit this across the goal? If you hit it across the goal, we've got a chance. There's 2 or 3 of us trying to get inside the box. Look at him, he's Bradbury screaming at him. Just knock this across the box. Don't think about yourself all the time. Think about the team.
No doubt about it, is the first choice strike partnership. Lee Bradbury over those early season injury problems, and Freddy EASTWOOD, such a sigh of relief when midnight on January the 31st came by and there was no offer on the table, and Freddy EASTWOOD would be part of the Southend survival course. 3 goals in his last 3 games. He's certainly playing his part. This is McCORMACK, the former Preston player. Lomas, rare goal for him last week in that win against Burnley. EASTWOOD went for it, he missed it. No nonsense defending by Danny Cullen, 18-month deal he signed after Nottingham Forest allowed him to go.
Well, it's an excellent start by Southend. Put the pressure on immediately, get the ball in the final third.
Queen's Park Rangers scored from a couple of corners last week. Now having to defend another here, delivered by Maher again, and the header is over by Southend. Real opportunity, and doesn't he know it, Lewis Hunt?
He's got to score. He's up, he's towered above everybody else, and it's just perfect for him. He doesn't need to do anything except guide this on the target, and he's got himself a great opportunity. Look at this. I don't know what he turns his head down at the last moment.
Clarke, wasn't it, who leapt highest? A former Blackpool player, one of the few members of this Southend United side who hasn't been here for the ride through the divisions. Here's Gower. They started like they mean business. There's a mistake by Royce, the former Southend player, and Bradbury benefits from the rebound. A Southend United lead, but Simon Royce will be cursing his luck.
Well, he won't believe it. He won't believe that. He has just actually done that, Simon Royce. That's absolutely incredible. Lee Bradbury probably thinks, how on earth have I scored this goal? Because I haven't done anything. All I've tried to do is close the goalkeeper down. He's closing him down, and if you go in there, you take a chance, the goalkeeper might make a mistake. And what Simon Royce, he puts this right on his right foot. He just sticks out a leg to stop it, and it ends up going in the back of the net. He's scrambling and chasing and thinking, I can still get to this, Simon Royce. Can I? Yes, I can. No, you can't, Simon. It's in the back of the net, and it's 1-0.
Queen's Park Rangers with exactly the start that they didn't want. Isn't it always the way? Such a loyal servant to the club for 7 years, Simon Royce, nearly 170 games. Before that blunder by Royce and the touch from Bradbury, Southend hadn't scored in the previous 3 meetings between these two sides. They put that to rest. They haven't beaten Queen's Park Rangers since 1964. Can they hold on and put that to rest as well? Still a long, long way for this match to go. Plenty of time for Queen's Park Rangers to recover. A few nervous moments at the back there for Southend.
Well, how's that ball gone all the way through to the goalkeeper?
Maher strokes on for Bradbury. Damien Stewart for Lee Cook. The referee Peter Walton spotted a foul tackle in there. Free kick here for Queen's Park Rangers.
He won't believe it. He won't believe it. The one thing he'll be saying is don't pass it back to your goalkeeper anymore.
All the best laid plans. On by Dexter Blackstock. Well, Queen's Park Rangers win against Burnley last week. And brought to an end an unwelcome run of defeats. They lost 4 on the bounce in all competitions. Hadn't scored in 3 of those. Goals haven't been easy to come by for them this season. Their win against Burnley was the first time since November when they won at Luton that they'd scored more than 1 goal in the league. Going to need at least that here if they're going to get anything from their trip to the Essex seaside. Jamal CAMPBELL-RYCE.
Well, they've been at it from the kickoff. Exactly what the manager would have asked. Make sure you put them under pressure, play the game in their final third, put a doubt in their minds straight away. Let's not let them settle. Let's put the pressure on them. They've done all of that. He wasn't going to kick that one, Simon, that was for sure.
Southend win that particular midfield battle, and CAMPBELL-RYCE comes forward. That's one way to stop him. Dexter Blackstock in a little bit too heavily.
That's clumsy and nothing more than that. He's got quick feet. That's CAMPBELL-RYCE. A little bit of a whippet. He's no slow coach either, Blackstock. He thought he could get it. That's a little chat by the ref.
So much at stake. They're bound to be plenty of adrenaline flowing through the veins of the players out there. Here's Barrett. Mancienne on loan from Chelsea, able to shepherd it out. The other on loan Chelsea player, Jimmy Smith, who started his spell at Loftus Road with such a bang, all those spectacular goals. He's rather drifted out of the starting 11 reckoning. He's among the QPR subs tonight. Plenty of football fixtures up and down the land, in a little bit of doubt this weekend because of the weather. There's a little bit of a worry when the snow fell over Roots Hall earlier on in the week, but never really in doubt. The ground staff here have done a great job to make sure this one goes ahead. Good pitch here, actually. Slightly scratched in the goal mouths. And Southend certainly enjoying themselves in the opening exchanges. Here's McCORMACK.
The thing about them is Southend, they still try to play. You know that at the bottom of the table doesn't make any difference. The manager's philosophy is knock it in the corners when you need to. When you can get it down and pass it, be brave enough to do it.
Eastwood looking for CAMPBELL-RYCE. Southend will have taken a close look at Queen's Park Rangers and how they've been playing their key fixtures, both home and away. They do play a lot of the sides in and around the bottom in the 14 remaining games after tonight. Queen's Park Rangers with that worrying away form. They've lost their last 7 games on the road. I'm sure that won't have escaped Steve Tilson's notice. Makes it all the more important to get this good start that Southend have managed to do. Here's Lomas. Mancienne, England under-19 international. Damien Stewart. Off goes to Mosca, the Finnish international. Support from Lee Cook. Too close to the goalkeeper, but the first time that Queen's Park Rangers have really started to string together any attacking play.
Yeah, you're right. It was a deep run from Tymoska that did it.
Signed from the Finnish club Maipa, Sami Tymoska. The same one where Sami Hyypiä, a Liverpool defender, started his career. Here's Lomas. Cut out by Mark Gower. Six wins all season for Southend. 3 of them have come so far in 2007. Tells you everything you need to know about the improvement that they have had. Ainsworth. McCormack strongly in. Bradbury unable to get the better of Stewart, and Boulder can collect now for Queen's Park Rangers. Has Cook to his left. Lee Cook decided to take them all on. Turned out to be the incorrect call. Rowlands. Barrett's touch. Maher to add a touch of composure and pick out an excellent pass for Jamal CAMPBELL-RYCE. Eastwood awaits in the middle. Mancienne got a toe to it. Danger not clear. Royce's punch has fallen here for Gower. Deflection, and it's off the line by Tymoska.
Well done, Tymoska. The goalkeeper's caught stranded. Get yourself in a position. If that ball gets on target, you can help him out. And superb defending.
Terrific ball, wasn't it, from Maher to start it all off.
Oh, well, look, just look at this fella. He can move. CAMPBELL-RYCE, his quality isn't always great, and to be fair to him, he didn't have too many runners in the box. But look at the goalkeeper. He's out of position now. Gower can see that. He's chasing back. He can't get there. Tymoska can. There are times when you see players going back on the line when they don't need to. In this particular instance, they're covering their goalkeeper who's out of position. Comfortable.
Barrett will enjoy that sort of defending. Won't be beaten in the air by Rowlands. Mancienne now. And Stewart only missed one game since John Gregory arrived at the club. Mancienne asking too much there of Dexter Blackstock.
There's not too many options for Queen's Park Rangers at the moment. There really is a worth ethic that Southend is showing that is incredible at the moment. Every single one of them chasing every single ball that drops.
And up and under from Clarke, down by Stewart. Bradbury, the scorer of the rather fortunate but deserved Southend goal. CAMPBELL-RYCE looking to tee it up for Eastwood. That's better from Royce.
Well, I don't understand why Freddy Eastwood didn't go for this ball, because it's always dropping short, and he doesn't seem to go with any real desire to get across the front of the goalkeeper when this comes in. Just real slow, not quick enough. Mancienne just side by side with him. Well done, CAMPBELL-RYCE. The goalkeeper's just made one mistake. That ball's going back to him. Maybe I'll take a chance and see if he does it again. He didn't.
Sodje there, just a judge to have made a little bit of a back for Dexter Blackstock. Free kick for Queen's Park Rangers. And a respite for their rather beleaguered goalkeeper.
Well, it makes it worse for Simon. Decent goalkeeper at this level, there's no doubt about that. But it's his old club as well. The one thing you don't want to happen when you go back to your old club is for something like that, because all your mates, all your family, your friends, they're all around.
He was a painter and decorator playing part-time football for Haybridge Swifts when he was brought to Southend.
This is one you won't want to remember. The lucky recipient, Lee Bradbury. And the goalkeeper, look, oh, he's given up at that last minute as well, thinking, I can't get there. Oh dear. Plenty of time to make amends, Simon, that's for sure.
Helped on by Rowlands. Blackstock gives chase. Clarke takes no chance at all. Started the last 11 games now, Peter Clarke, a real stalwart in that Southend defence. He's starting to prove a little bit more of a contest than it was earlier on in the season. West Bromwich Albion, Cardiff, Birmingham City, all beaten in recent weeks by Southend. CAMPBELL-RYCE able to clear the danger that time. Timoska, he's given it to Jamal CAMPBELL-RYCE, but won it back. Lee Cook. Well, the protests come in from Southend, but they'll count for nothing.
Well, McCORMACK saying to Mr. Walton, I didn't touch him. Stuck out a leg though.
Just a little glimpse of what Lee Cook can bring to the Queen's Park Rangers party. Might get another one here. It's going to be he who'll take this free kick. Blackstock in there, scored from a set piece in the air last week, as did Lomas. Blackstock the target. Efe SODJE did his job, and so too did FLAHAVAN.
What a terrific ball in. Magnificent ball in. Trying out to the strikers, go and attack it. Didn't let him down, Blackstock, but SODJE did really well.
Long throw from Lomas behind for Queen's Park Rangers' first corner of the evening. They've ridden the early storm in the first half of the first half.
Well, I'm not sure they have, to be honest. It's just that they are going to get opportunities.
Certainly a rare attacking window for them. Comfortably, Eastwood the man to get it away. Here's Lee Cook.
Well, that was a work set play. That was meant to be for Steve Lomas, and he shouted to Danny Cullip, and Danny Cullip didn't hear him.
Ball just went out of play. And a little bit of a disagreement there. Gareth Ainsworth making out that there was a stamp in that little altercation.
Well, he stuck his leg up. Alan McCormack. Adam Boulder's trying to quiet it all down over there.
Peter Walton with a little bit of decision making to do here. McCormack, the Southend player, involved in the thick of it. Looks like common sense will prevail. Just more calming words from referee Walton.
Yeah, experienced referee. He is. Just while he's on the ground, just watch him have a little kick out. Gareth Ainsworth's right there.
Well, before all that happened, the ball had gone out of play. And Lomas will take another one of those long throws, seen already on a couple of occasions tonight. Just added an extra little bit of edge to proceedings here. That last little passage of play.
Not happy there. Damien Stewart, he felt he was sinned against rather than the other way around. He's in that position there with Efe SODJE, and he's quite right. Look at that, 2 arms round. He is the man who's sinned against.
Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. A little bit of luck going the way of Efe SODJE and Southend there. Only came back into the side, Efe SODJE, after a little spell on the sidelines last week against Stoke due to that ban for Adam Barrett. Here's Gower now for Southend. Ainsworth got back. Barrett.
Still playing at a terrific tempo, Southend. And the balls that Maher just drops in behind the back line, superb.
More examination for the super hoops here. Maher gets a glance on, and Royce with a fingertip touch around the post. Bradbury thought he'd done enough.
Well, it's Steve Lomas, it comes off. Steve Lomas, just watch him, he gets the slightest touch on him, and it's just about to beat the goalkeeper because of that bounce just in front of him there, and he's got to get that right arm across his face because his left arm's not going to get it. Watch the arm come across, and away it goes wide.
Southend tails up again. Another storm brewing for Queen's Park Rangers defence, cleared away by Dexter Blackstock. Should have been anyway. One back by Southend. Bradbury gives chase.
Just look, it tells you the story for me in this game. They're dominant. Sporadic attacks from Queen's Park Rangers, but they really are at it this side. Steve Tilson really got them wound up for this.
The only disappointment so far will be that they do have just the one goal to show for it. Keep on like this, I'm sure the second won't be too far away.
Well, Queen's Park Rangers just got to hang on in there. While it stays 1-0, as you said. John Gregory's side are capable. Got players out there who can do a bit of magic, turn the game in their favour.
Just an important night for these two clubs, an important night for all those around them. A win for Southend would make many clubs just outside the drop zone look a little bit nervously behind them. Here's Gower looking for Barrett. Just skipped away. We've had plenty of drizzle just before kick-off here tonight, and there's a zip to the surface.
Well, that's when you see the confidence where Big Adam Barrett now not only playing left back but overlapping full back, trying to get down the left hand side. But I look at their performance tonight, it's only 27 minutes gone, but this isn't a side that's looks like it's a relegation side, a side that would go down to the next division. This is as good a quality as you see in this division.
Hint of handball perhaps, but play will go on. It's Rowlands, Ainsworth, now Maher, Gower. Eastwood knew he was coming back from an offside position.
Just look at that, no lost causes whatsoever. If they don't do things quickly, Queen's Park Rangers, they end up getting in trouble.
Southend making them work for absolutely everything. Cook's come a-roaming to try and make things happen, popping up on the right-hand side for Queen's Park Rangers now. Ainsworth stealing a fair few yards. It's been spotted by the referee. He'll have to go back. Cook. Away by McCormack. Stewart just there ahead of Lee Bradbury. Sodjje again, and Bradbury. Barrett. Ainsworth got the touch. Now Cook. Plenty of live football for you this weekend. A Prem Plus double coming. Reading against Aston Villa tomorrow, 12:30. Also see that in high definition. Following that from Fratton Park, it's Portsmouth against Manchester City. That one gets underway at 5 o'clock. Here's Lomas. The wind just starting to get up a little bit here at Root Hall. McCormack, Bradbury, Maher, Eastwood. Bradbury now. It's Lee Bradbury, and it's stuck with Simon Royce.
What a brilliant save, and a fantastic move. Terrific football from start to finish. Well, if I thought he took an opportunity when he shouldn't have done, Freddy Eastwood, in the first half. He's decided he's going to put his strike partner in, and look at that, it's going through the bodies, Cullop's in the way, great save.
Tends to leave the goal scoring to Freddy Eastwood. Lee Bradbury, usually playing the supporting role, but he started to get much more amongst the goals in the good run of 2007. New Southend, if you like, and the way that they played the first half hour or so here, you can see them pulling their way clear of trouble. If they continue the results, all easier said than done, of course, but continue the results of January through for the rest of the season, that will be enough to keep them up, no doubt about that.
I just don't understand Queen's Park Rangers. When they get an opportunity to slow it down, they don't. They're taking their free kicks at 300 mile an hour. They're keeping the game at a pace that is suiting Southend. Sure, he must be slow it down, lads. Just take it easy. Let's kill it. Let's kill their thunder. If we do that, let's play it at our tempo, not theirs. Get sucked into the situation.
Same side for Queen's Park Rangers, looking for the same result as last week. Haven't really got a foothold in the game yet. Funny thing is, recently as well, Southend's form has been much better on the road than it has been here at Root Hall. 8 games left here at their home for the moment. Planning permission in, of course, and accepted by the local council for a new 22,000-seater stadium just across town. 8 games left here this season, including this one. Steve Tilston set a target of winning 5 or 6 of them. He reckons that'll be enough. Maher. Gower now. McCormack. More good movement and quick passing by Southend. Gower gives it away to Tymoska. Real contrast in the way that they make up yardage up the pitch. One long clearance by Tymoska, intricate movement and passing from Southend.
Just keep it. Queen's Park Rangers just need to get 3 or 4 passes just to get the game going. Keep it away from Southend for a little bit of time.
Boulder buffered it out of it. Stewart in strongly, and it came off his own man. No doubt about it, in his forages in the January transfer market, John Gregory going for experience. Adam Boulder, who he worked with at Derby County. Danny Callip, a proven centre-half.
Well, Billy Davis is going for it at Derby County, but I have to say, having watched Adam Boulder playing for Derby last season, he was one of their better players. Billy's spent a few bob though, he knows exactly what he's doing.
So far, so good. Derby County clear at the top of the Coca-Cola Championship. All a long way away from where these two do battle. Queen's Park Rangers can recover and get the 3 points here, and it would take them to their highest position of the season, or highest position of the season since November. Remember, they were bottom when John Gregory took over. Southend would stay in the bottom 3, but go level on points with Hull City. Their goal difference still not that great. Here's Barrett. CAMPBELL-RYCE. Rain starting to fall again over Southend once more. Here's Cook. Adam Bolder. Lomas. Off goes Ainsworth. It was better from Queen's Park Rangers. Ainsworth felt he was blocked off by Gower. Queen's Park Rangers appealed for a penalty as well. Barrett clears away.
Well, the foot came out for me from Peter Clarke, and he didn't get the ball. I think they're very, very unfortunate not to get a penalty there. He gets to the ball first, Lee Cook, in front of Peter Clarke. When this ball comes into the box, you just got to nick it away from the centre-back. There it is, a penalty for me. Absolutely, and they're shouting and screaming at him in the crowd as if he dived. He did not dive. He got to the ball first.
And the only thing the crowd have a problem with was the way he rolled around a little bit afterwards. That's what got them incensed. What the crowd haven't seen was that is a let-off for Southend. For all their domination in pretty much every area of the play so far. Southend very nearly pegged back there. Timoska and Cook.
Well, very unfortunate. They've not really been at it. Doesn't matter though. The referee should give what he sees. Maybe he didn't see it, but they're unlucky.
Cook. Lomas. Rowlands gives chase, but FLAHAVAN's there first. Good commanding defending there from Stewart, who rose well. Bradbury, good return ball for CAMPBELL-RYCE. McCORMACK has made the run. Here he is now, McCORMACK. Back for Bradbury. Eastwood in the box. Mancienne can clear for Queen's Park Rangers. Now Lee Cook. Rowlands. Stewart. Southend continue to press and get their reward. It's Maher. Gower. Eastwood calling for the early ball. Mancienne needs to make sure, and he does. Slightly nervous first touch though there, wasn't it?
Well, I'm really surprised at Freddy Eastwood. If there's one Southend player tonight who probably hasn't been on top of his game, it's probably Eastwood, because he let Mancienne just control that ball, didn't put him under any pressure at all.
Rowlands. Ainsworth and Cook. Ainsworth again. Clark's able to head that one away. Cook. Well, it's certainly got him fired up, hasn't it?
Cook does that brilliantly. He just nicks the ball away from defenders, but doesn't seem to be getting any joy from the referee.
CAMPBELL-RYCE. Freddy Eastwood. Still Freddy Eastwood trying to toy with the Queen's Park Rangers defence. Now Bradbury. Maher. Lewis Hunt. Maher once again the fulcrum for Southend's passing. Hunt finds a way through to Bradbury. This is excellent football from Southend, and they get the free kick.
Might have something to say. Freddy Eastwood now.
No surprise to hear Freddy Eastwood's name chanted by these Southend supporters. He made his mark on a national level, Freddy Eastwood, against Manchester United in the League Cup. Not far off this sort of position. Not quite on target that time, Southend's main marksman.
He's not the Freddy Eastwood I know tonight out there on that pitch. Well, this is it for me. The first impressions for me that it was a penalty. I'm not changing my mind at all. I'm looking at the referee's position as well, and he's in a fantastic to spot that. Once you get there first, the defender commits himself, that's a penalty.
Would you have thought that there was some contact on the ball? Is that why he wouldn't have given it from that position?
Well, he's the only one that can answer that.
Either way, it is a big let-off for Southend. Ainsworth, Dexter Blackstock got in between the defenders, brave goalkeeping, and they're unhappy, the Southend defenders, that Dexter Blackstock left the foot in there. Keeper and centre forward make the peace, and that diffuses the situation.
Well, it's just become ridiculous now, hasn't it? Because it's a situation now where a centre forward is not allowed to go for the ball if the goalkeeper is getting there. He's got every right to go for this ball. It's slow, it's not pacey, it's quick, it bounces off him. Clarke heads the ball against him, and it bounces off him there, and he thinks, right, I've got a chance, and he's stretching out. He gets there at almost the same time as the goalkeeper, and he doesn't follow through with the strike. Once he gets there, look, just cushions it into his body.
To be fair, it was never FLAHAVAN who was complaining, it was those around him. Mancian. Here's Gower. It's an intelligent ball to release McCORMACK. Now Freddy Eastwood. Felt he was blocked off by Stewart, but the referee well positioned to make the call again. Be one of those players though, can't he, Freddy Eastwood? Doesn't have things going his way all night and can pop up with a spectacular.
Oh, no doubt about that. Maybe having an off night, but if he gets an opportunity, he'll score.
Timoska. Chances for Queen's Park Rangers in the first half, few and far between, and they won't want to squander those they do get quite like that. Not these snow showers blighting much of the land, but still fairly wintry conditions in Southend tonight. Boulder. Ainsworth looking for Blackstock. Two extra minutes. Lee Cook back to his captain Lomas. Boulder. Swept away by SODJE. Here comes Gower, just got away from him though. No doubt about it, it's been Southend's first half, but they haven't done enough in it to make sure that it will be their match and their 3 points. Here's Hunt. CAMPBELL-RYCE.
Well, that's where he infuriates you, CAMPBELL-RYCE, because all he's got to do is pass that ball to Lewis Hunt and he's in. Just roll it and square it for him. Just needs to think about the game a little bit more. Wonderful pace.
Barrett is forward, Clarke as well. He's come close already once this evening, Peter Clarke. Not the best delivery that Southend have managed. Back in by CAMPBELL-RYCE. Rowlands couldn't control, that's McCORMACK. CAMPBELL-RYCE again. Maher. Gower, he's onside. Eastwood pulls into position in the centre, it's Bradbury. And it's wide.
It's terrific football again. This ball from Gower, he does get a nudge in the back, Lee Bradbury, but he still should do better. He sits this up beautifully. He's waiting, he holds his position, does Bradbury. I think he's got to do better with that. Gareth Ainsworth trying his best to get round the back of him, but doesn't affect the header one iota.
Well, Bradbury with a chance late on to add to the goal. He did get Simon Royce with more than an assist. His clearance going in off Lee Bradbury. That's the only goal of the first half, but Queen's Park Rangers might well feel aggrieved. They had a decent shout for a penalty kick. John Gregory might just want to have words with the referee about that. Half-time scoreline, Southend United 1, Queen's Park Rangers 0.
Just a gentle word there from John at half-time. What a good half as well for Southend, and a bad one for the Queen's Park Rangers goalkeeper. Just the goal separating them at half-time. We'll have the views of Steve Claridge in a few seconds. And Southend, if they're 23rd, there's a few teams going to have to worry above them. The ball rolls. Royce blows a gasket. You believe Southend are 23rd in the table, can you?
No, you can't, but I'm not quite sure how good they've been tonight and how bad QPR have been. I mean, it's been one-way traffic literally for the whole of this half. QPR just starting to feel their way into the game, but very, very little so far. Lee
Bradbury has not been the most prolific of strikers in his career, but if he gets goals on a plate like that, he's happy, isn't he?
Yeah, you know when things are going for you. As I said, I mean, alluded to it earlier on, he got the winner at Cardiff. And that is a feature of Southend's game. Other people have got to weigh in with goals, and this will certainly do his confidence no harm.
Sometimes defenders get criticised for passing back too readily. I mean, should that ball have gone back to the keeper in the first place?
Yeah, he's under pressure there. I mean, there's enough on that. I think Royce misjudges the pace of the ball and actually goes and hits it a little bit too early. Just got to go back where it's come from. Now, why he's playing it back across goal, I don't know, but he misjudged it, panics, and then puts in an error like that.
And that never would have happened a few months ago to Southend. That kind of luck.
Absolutely, that's right. That's what he was saying about.
And luck in their own penalty area as well, maybe.
Oh.
Why wasn't this a penalty when
I have
Peter
no
Clarke
idea.
tackled Lee Cook?
The only reason you can say is almost like that Andy Johnson sort of thing, where he just
twists in the air, doesn't
accentuates the dive, shall we say. But the position of the referee is fantastic. It's an absolute stone wall penalty. I don't care what he does with the dive afterwards. That is a penalty.
It wasn't given, so it wasn't a penalty.
No.
And Southend had plenty of chances to make it two, didn't they, in the first
Yeah, I mean,
half?
that would have been very undeserved for them to get back level like that, QPR. There's enough going on here, enough ball into the box, enough quality in the box, for them to be further ahead. Certainly here, this is the wrong option. If you score, hey, you hold your hands up and you say, fine. Great chance for Clarke. I mean, he knows that he won't get a better chance than that. 6 yards out. Done this well, CAMPBELL-RYCE. Got the ball inside the fullback and he's made the most of it. Not quite sure he does enough with the ball there, but they get their little bit of luck here, QPR. Clears it off the line. But there was enough good quality ball going into the box for Southend to have made more of that.
If you're John Gregory, bearing in mind all these chances for Southend, are you thinking of tactics or personnel?
I'm thinking of changing the shape of my side because I don't think they've got enough people, good players on the ball in the right areas. Certainly the likes of Cook needs to be getting the ball. We saw the goals before the game, the effect he has on the game, the amount of chances he creates. I can't remember him creating a chance.
But this worked so well against Burnley last week. Same players, same tactics.
It's different stage, isn't it? You're away from home. Normally when you get these sort of systems and they're a little bit diverse, one becomes superior and dictates to the other. And that's exactly what the 4-4-2's done to the 4-3-4-3.
It would be Houdini, wouldn't it, if Southend got out of trouble? And they're not far away now, are they?
You say Houdini, but there's plenty of sides still down there. There's plenty of poor sides who are struggling. There's no reason why they can't in the current form they're in.
At the start of the season, if you'd have said, we'll finish above Leeds, we'll be okay. Not the case now, is it?
No, absolutely not. No, they'll hope to do that, certainly.
OK, it's 1-0 to Southend, playing with some good rhythm at Roots Hall. We're looking forward to an attractive second half as well here. 1-0 to Southend, 45 more minutes to come. There's a triple bill of live football on Sunday. Birmingham City against Stoke, 11:30, Sky Sports 1, also in high definition. Bolton against Fulham, 1:30, Sky Sports 1 again in HD. And Arsenal against Wigan, 3:30, Sky Sports 1, and also in high definition, that's channel 408. All on Sunday. Friday evening, we're in the Championship, and Simon Royce has given a goal away with a terrible clearance. Lee Bradbury striking for Southend. That goal separates them at half-time in this key clash at the bottom end of the Championship. 1-0 then to Southend as we resume. Back to our commentators, Chris Kamara and Bill Leslie.
Well, after the way the first half went, you might have expected John Gregory to ring the changes in personnel at half-time. He hasn't done that. It's the same 11 out there for Queen's Park Rangers for the second half. Southend also stick with the side that started the match. 7 defeats on the bounce away from home for Queen's Park Rangers. Can they turn it around in the second half here at Roots Hall? Looks like they're sticking with the same formation as well, that 3-4-3 QPR. You can bet John Gregory will be asking for a slightly quicker start than he had from his side in the first half. Here's Boulder. SODJE is down and out of position. That could work in the visitors' benefit. Here's Dexter Blackstock. Just a little nudge in the back of Lewis Hunt. A free kick for Southend.
Well, just as SODJE hurt Dexter Blackstock in the first minute of the first half, Dexter Blackstock has hurt SODJE in the first minute of the second. That knee right into his hip. Well, John Gregory had known Southend gave it everything in that first 45 minutes. He'll be saying to his players, be very, very surprised if they can maintain that pace and momentum for another 45 minutes. So this should be our turn in the second half.
Results have been going Southend's way recently, but they have still been conceding goals, particularly here at home. Only Sheffield Wednesday have conceded more than Southend on their home patch this season. Helped on by Stewart. Barrett with an important touch away for Southend. Ainsworth and Boulder. Still hunting in packs, the Shrimpers. Rowlands. A touch from Danny Cullip, who'd stayed forward. This is Bradbury, the goal scorer, and CAMPBELL-RYCE, who can so often be the provider, the outlet for Southend. Hunt, strong challenge on him by Timoska.
That was a foul.
It's on by Hunt giving Freddy Eastwood something to chase. Back comes Cullet. Good composure from the 30-year-old, the recent acquisition from Nottingham Forest. Starting this second half with a bristling tempo, both sides both keen to make their mark early on. And a collision on that far side between Bradbury and Ainsworth. Ainsworth looks to have come off rather worse.
Well, I don't know what he's doing here, Gareth Ainsworth, because he lands right on top of Bradbury, catches him with his elbow and hurts himself somehow.
Not many more players in the game who have more injuries than Gareth Ainsworth, his career littered with them. Just a sort of innocuous incident which could prove concerning for Queen's Park Rangers, and for him again. He's only just come back from injury as well, Gareth Ainsworth. Missed 2 months this season with a hamstring trouble. That looks to be some sort of abdominal injury.
I think the referee's waiting for him to stand up before he shows him a card.
First card of the night, and it goes to Queen's Park Rangers' Gareth Ainsworth.
Didn't quite get away with it by staying down long enough, Gareth.
Maher with the free kick for Southend. Barrett's header. And it'll just bounce away harmlessly.
It's just a little deep, that ball from Maher. Rather than heading towards the goal, it's more or less flat and coming across. Difficult for Barrett to deal with it.
Reception from the Southend supporters at that end for Simon Royce. You can understand that after his role in the Southend goal. McCormack trying to get it in behind Mancien. Here's Lomas. Tracked all the way by Gower. Still working really hard, Southend. And CAMPBELL-RYCE has stolen in ahead of Tumoska. Has Eastwood to his right. Freddy Eastwood, two-turn provider, drilled it in, a hidden hope, and that very nearly went in off Danny Cullen.
He's looking for people in the box. Freddy Eastwood, there's not too many people in there, so he thinks, right, I'll drive this low and hard, see if something happens. It nearly does, because Danny Cullen has no idea where this is going once it hits his left boot.
Clarke is forward, he went close in the first half, Barrett as well, so too Sodje, drilled in with real power again, dealt with that time by Dexter Blackstock. Queen's Park Rangers top scorer on hand to do a little bit of defending. Off goes Lee Bradbury, Stewart for company. Given against Damien Stewart, but that's one that could have gone either way.
Yeah, you did right, it could have went either way. I think it was a foul initially by Stewart, but when the assistant gave it, it was a foul the other way.
Same end of the field, of course, where Queen's Park Rangers had that good shout for a penalty in the first half, turned down. In by Maher, floated up really invitingly towards Barrett. It's on by Tumoska. This is Gower. Barrett stayed in there, bravely putting his head in, but Queen's Park Rangers hold firm. McCormack now to dance his way through. Royce thought it took a touch off one of his own men, that's why he got across to get it out for the throw. This is another good spell for Southend United.
Well, they've got the same tempo as they had in the first half. Picked up the pace of the game again.
met on this ground in the Football League Trophy 3 years ago. Southend won that night 4-0. They carry on like this, it's not beyond the realms of possibility they could get close to that score. Here's Hunt. Maher. McCormack. Maher again, looking for Eastwood this time.
Not the greatest ball. He took a bit of a knock there, Dexter Blackstock. Also, Efe SODJE's been looking for him since he kneed him in the hip.
It's been a strange home season for Southend. Started off so well. Looked like they'd made the adjustment to Championship football just as they had last season from League 2 to League 1. 2 wins in their first 2 home games, but they had to wait a long time for victory on home soil, all the way till New Year's Day when they beat West Bromwich Albion here. That second win in 20 games, both home and away. It was a very poor mid-season for them, but they've recovered at just the right time to give themselves hope and make those around them just a little bit concerned about their progress. Sodjje stood his ground as Dexter Blackstock looked to get around. Said it before this evening, say it again, you just get the feeling that one might not be enough for Southend. Bradbury.
I don't think there's any doubt that Queen's Park Rangers will have a spell in the second half. It's just when, and if it's still 1-0 when it happens.
Talked about their wretched away form recently. Coincided with the failure to find the back of the net more often than not. Only scored in 2 of their last 7 journeys. McCormack. Off goes CAMPBELL-RYCE to make life difficult from Tymoska. Player who, with his former club Maher, played in Champions League qualifiers and in the UEFA Cup as well. Different sort of an education for him here at a blustery and drizzly and very cold Roots all on a Friday night.
To be fair to him, when he's alongside CAMPBELL-RYCE, he defends very well. It's just when it's a race between them, it's a mismatch. And that would be almost every single player on the pitch.
CAMPBELL-RYCE, who spent much of his footballing education at Charlton, was now with Simon Royce when he was at the Valley. Ainsworth. What an important intervention that was by Cullen. Stewart just strong enough in the challenge to get the better of CAMPBELL-RYCE.
Just won't let Queen's Park Rangers settle. Queen's Park Rangers just haven't got that belief to put their foot on the ball and pass it between them. They're still playing the same way that Southend are, only Southend are playing it so much better.
That's one way to make sure. Out of the ground from Daryl FLAHAVAN. Lee Cook. Queen's Park Rangers have a rare opportunity to threaten Southend. Another corner, their first of this second half.
Steve Chilson wants to protect the lead. There's nobody outside the 18-yard box at all for Southend. Every single player is back.
Cook's delivery swept away at the near post by Clarke. We'll have to go back to November for the last time that Southend kept a clean sheet on this ground. It was a goalless draw against Preston.
Well, there'll be a period in the second half, whether it gets to 70 minutes or 75 minutes, where the realisation of that will sink in and they'll drop deeper.
Cook, darting run forward from him. This is Lomas. Ainsworth. Boulder wanted it played short. And Sodje knew he couldn't take a chance. The pace of Blackstock.
Well, Sodje wanted his goalkeeper to come. He wanted Daryl FLAHAVAN to come and take the pressure off him.
In front of the Queen's Park Rangers supporters. The West Londoners look for an equaliser. Sodje stood strong, it's still not clear. Hunt away that time. Boulder. Ainsworth. Still going, Gareth Ainsworth. Like a pinball inside the penalty area. Queen's Park Rangers appeal for something, anything. Cullip stayed forward. Real panic stations at the back there, wasn't it? Barrett tried to clear it, bounced off one of his own players. It's given Queen's Park Rangers something to get their teeth into. Blocked by Barrett, and this is Queen's Park Rangers' best spell of the match.
Yeah, they've just got to find a decent ball from the set plays now. When that ball cannoned off Dexter Blackstock, you thought they might have the same look as Southend, but the ball didn't carry.
Whipped in, Blackstock looked for the glance. Came off a Southend defender, it's going to be another corner.
Yeah, great defending from Gower at that near post. You've got to get something on it. If you don't, Stewart's right in behind you there for the flick on. Superb.
And Southend hold on to this lead. Queen's Park Rangers corner count continues to climb. Back in by Cook. A chance for Southend to counter. Maher. Here's Freddy EASTWOOD. He's on his own for the moment. Good hold-up play, and he's picked out Gower, who couldn't find the touch.
Well, it just skipped off the surface, but this is what he's about, Freddy EASTWOOD. This is what we haven't seen throughout most of the game, his real quality. And it just skipped off the surface in front of Gower, who once again, the pair of those, especially Gower, ran from his own goal line to get alongside him.
Half an hour to go, and quite a half an hour it promises to be. Bradbury shoulder to shoulder with Cullip, two old campaigners doing battle. That's a good little back heel. EASTWOOD in the box, away by Stewart. McCormack with the follower. CAMPBELL-RYCE. And Ainsworth can clear. Rowlands. Referees pull play back and a free kick to Queen's Park Rangers.
It's a terrific game, end-to-end stuff.
Ainsworth. Boulder in plenty of spaces, Boulder, but it's straight at FLAHAVAN.
Well, he's not a spectacular goalkeeper, Daryl FLAHAVAN, but what he does, he puts himself in the right positions, makes that look so easy.
In the first half, Southend were playing. The question was asked at half-time whether it was them being good or Queen's Park Rangers not being so good. Well, certainly they're making more of a match of it now, aren't they, John Gregory's side? More of an examination for the side in the bottom three, who, whatever happens here tonight, will stay in the bottom three. Queen's Park Rangers could move up to 18th if they can turn this one around.
Well, there are times when you look at the opposition and you think they're a shambles. I didn't think Queen's Park Rangers were a shambles in the first half. I thought Southend's movement was very good and the tempo was spot on, and they're doing exactly the same at times in this half, but at last they're being matched with the same tempo by Queen's Park Rangers.
It's Cook on that left foot, and he's been kept a lot busier. Daryl FLAHAVAN.
Decent strike, just gets himself half a yard. He's got a terrific left foot and it bobbles a couple of times in front of the keeper. Keeps his eye well on the ball.
One of the goal scorers last week in the win against Burnley, Lee Cook. McCormack. CAMPBELL-RYCE stood up well to Mosca, even though he did give away the corner.
Well, he's got half a yard in the second half. When he was in the dressing room at half-time, he was a little bit quicker this time. He caught up with CAMPBELL-RYCE that time.
Pendulum swings again. It's Southend's turn to ask a few questions of Queen's Park Rangers. Training ground routine for the Shrimpers. Back to Maher, the captain. It's an excellent ball. Just about did enough there, Queen's Park Rangers. Glanced off the head of Clarke, I think, last.
Well, I'm not sure what they were at there. They had hardly anybody in the box to begin with, and then they all moved to the far post to try and get on it.
From big Peter Clarke, learnt his trade in his formative footballing years at Everton before becoming a real folk hero at Blackpool. Another coastal town where he plays his football now. Mancienne. Lee Cook. Sodje's touch only as far as Rowland's. Strong challenge by Barrett, equally so by Lomas. Now Ainsworth. FLAHAVAN got the touch and it took it away from Blackstock.
Peter Clarke obviously shouted for it. He put his goalkeeper under real pressure there.
Maher.
But it's a proper 4-3-3, or 3-4-3, sorry, for Queen's Park Rangers now, because instead of Cook being out wide on the left and Rowland's being out wide on the right, they're in alongside Dexter Blackstock now. There's three strikers at the heart of that Southend defence. I think he was just getting the crowd at it there. Certainly wasn't. Please don't pass it back to me.
John Gregory fuming as well.
Don't pass it back to your goalkeeper. He's not having the best of nights in possession. They want to get a player off injured. Timoska. His hamstring is gone, chasing CAMPBELL-RYCE for his groin. And he's going to be substituted.
Just as they were signs that they were finding a little bit of rhythm in the match, Queen's Park Rangers forced into a change, and there's no way he's going to be able to continue.
Just no talking in the back line here when Clarke comes in. Just watch how he puts his goalkeeper under real pressure there. The two of them going for it. Good hand in the end.
Still holding that affected area a few moments ago as well. Daryl FLAHAVAN, sure he'll soldier on. Not so Tomoski, he's going to come off.
Certainly, it was that run where he kept up with CAMPBELL-RYCE, that was it.
He kept up with CAMPBELL-RYCE, but at a price, and off he goes.
Just reading John Gregory there, stop giving it back to your keeper.
The options limited for Queen's Park Rangers. Jimmy Smith, the midfielder, could come on, but it's Zesh Raymond, the former Fulham defender, made the short switch across West London in the summer. He's found himself out of the side since the arrival of Danny Cullip. Well, he's back in it now for a crucial half of this second half.
Well, Gareth Ainsworth will switch to the left-hand side of the four-man midfield. And Zesh Raymond will be asked to do the right-hand side.
There he is, Raymond. More appeals for handball from the men in hoops.
I actually think it dropped onto the hand of Peter Clarke. He didn't move his hand towards the ball, though.
Cullip. Target man is Dexter Blackstock, who got his head to it. No one alongside him, though. Eastwood, a little bit of a physical mismatch with big Damien Stewart. Southend have it, though. Free kick here. Cullip through the back of Bradbury. Maher. No one's picked up the run of Gower. It's Gower for Southend. It is 2-0 to the Shrimpers.
Absolutely magnificent. And poor old Zesh Raymond, he's only just come on. And that is your man, Zesh. If you don't stay with him, he'll punish you, because you've got a clever player on that pitch in Kevin Maher. And Kevin Maher has spotted the run from Gower. Just watch this, he sees him on the left-hand side. He just runs away from Raymond. Raymond is only just stood watching him. He's in behind that back three now. His first touch is magnificent. But look at this last touch as well. If Simon Royce thought he might have a chance with that, he has no chance whatsoever. The strike is superb. Before he even sets himself, that's gone and past him into that far corner. Well done, Gower. That's game, set and match for me.
The second goal was going to be all important, whoever it came to. It is Southend's, it is Gower's. And Southend have never lost when he scored in 27 matches. Well, there was great noise around Root Hall before, right from the start. It's just gone up a couple of notches. Here's Cook. Well, CAMPBELL-RYCE was fouled in the build-up. You'll look back at it, John Gregory, and feel the fates might have conspired against them a bit. That penalty shout, and they lost one of their key men through injury, and his replacement called out for the goal.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Can't believe it. Look, he's explaining it. We put Zesh Raymond on, and it's gone in the back of us. Still had a bit of work to do, Mark Gower. Let's not forget that once he's in there.
The Maher-Gower combination worked perfectly. Delivered the punch that Queen's Park Rangers might not be able to come back from. Between the two sides, which started as 5, could have gone to 8. Looks like it's going to be just 2 as Southend continue their climb away from trouble. Here's Gower again. Eastwood. McCormack.
Well, if you thought they were going to sit back and just have it as 2-0, not a chance. They want 3, they want another.
CAMPBELL-RYCE.
Decent strike from distance. Why not have a pop? But Simon Royce doesn't even touch this. He can see it all the way. Knows where his angles are. Hunger and desire and the tempo of their game just been lifted another notch against Southend.
Ainsworth.
Well, sometimes statistics don't tell you everything, but in this game that's not the case.
Rowlands goes for the curler, and FLAHAVAN with an excellent save.
Yeah, it's a brilliant save because it takes a deflection from Peter Clarke. When Peter Clarke sticks his left foot out, that's taking it away from the goalkeeper. But he's such a good shot stopper, is FLAHAVAN. And he's away and he's across, and that arm and the fingertips get there first.
Doing everything he can for the cause, looking for a rare clean sheet. No doubt about it, if Queen's Park Rangers get one, it'll make things very interesting indeed. Still unable to clear it. Looked like there was an arm in there from Cullet. Boulder. Cullet stayed forward. Beaten in the air by Barrett. Off goes CAMPBELL-RYCE. Southend speedy Gonzalez. It's an intelligent ball for McCormack. Southend could be in here for a third. Bradbury wants it squared. Just a little bit too late.
Just let himself down on the final ball. It's a magnificent run from midfield. He takes it beautifully. His first touch, he's looking up, he can see Bradbury. He's trying to sort his feet out. He can't provide the pass.
Gower, Barrett's forward. Zesh Raymond able to just glance it away, a temporary respite for the visitors. Quarter of an hour remaining. Southend lead through Bradbury and Gower's goals. Oh, terrific build-up from the Shrimpers. It's CAMPBELL-RYCE. Lomas. Bradbury. CAMPBELL-RYCE. Gower's in there. Good composure by Zesh Raymond.
Well, at last, isn't he? He's got his man, Gower. He's not going to let him go anymore. Fortunately for him, it might be a little bit too late.
McCormack, through the legs it goes of Adam Boulder. Now CAMPBELL-RYCE still full of running. Full of menace as well as far as Queen's Park Rangers are concerned.
Well, he's just got licence to road now, CAMPBELL-RYCE. He's making it pay. I knew we'd give him a nice little lift there, and he'd let us down because it's on his left foot.
Both sides ready to make a change. Desperate time, desperate measures and all that. Defender off, striker on. teenager Ray Jones, who's recently committed his future to the club with a new deal. And Mark Gower, one of the old stalwarts of Southend's recent successes, is replaced by a new face here at Rootsall, Richie FORAN, who's moved south from Scottish football and Motherwell.
Good player, Richie FORAN. And Ray Jones. Saw Ray Jones score against Cardiff not so long ago. But Gareth Ainsworth will end up at left back now, Sesh Raymond at right back, and the 3-4-3 has gone. It's 4-4-2 now for John Gregory.
Barrett coming forward. The makeshift left back playing like a regular attacking one. The gathered assembly for Southend inside the Queen's Park Rangers box is the new boy Richie FORAN. His first taste of action on home soil. SODJE! 3-0 Southend!
Well, they're all looking around at each other. Queen's Park Rangers players, is it the goalkeeper's ball? Is it Stewart's ball? Is it Ray Jones who should go for it? Well, he wasn't hanging about to find out who should be getting it, SODJE. He's thinking, right, that's mine. He comes right in between the two of them. Big Ray Jones is there, but he doesn't do enough to try and head that ball, because SODJE wants it more than anybody else. Just look at the headband. That's what's going to make contact with the ball. And he thumps it down into the bottom. Nobody on that near post, but it wouldn't have made a difference anyway. And it's 3-0.
He opens his account for the season. He secures the points for Southend, and everyone in and around the basement of the Championship will take note. Those who might have dismissed Southend's recent progress as a little bit of a blip, a little bit of good fortune, might just need to think again. They are genuine contenders to keep their Championship place. Big battles ahead, but where others are moving in the wrong direction, they're moving in the right direction. They've rediscovered the spirit which has brought them back-to-back promotions. Here's Rowlands.
Well, you know that he's jumping him up and down inside. That facade as a manager, you've got to keep it all calm and collected.
For so long this season it was who's going down from the Championship, Southend +2. That's all changed. 13 points it'll be from possible 18 in 2007. That's impressive form wherever you are in the table. Put it in perspective, and by no means safe yet. Still down in the bottom three. There's Freddy EASTWOOD. He might just want to get in on the act, Freddy EASTWOOD.
Well, he may well have been accused of not hitting the cross shot in the first half, so he could have held down his teammates, but he was looking in the middle there to give Richie FORAN his first goal instead of striking it himself.
Here's Lomas. Blocked by Barrett. Tell you what, it's not going to do Southend's goal difference any harm either. Scoreline like this. Still plenty to do to get it back in a competitive zone if it comes down to that with the final reckoning.
Well, this is it. This is what he's all about. Just drop a shoulder, weave away from people, and then put the strike in. That's what I fully expected once he got in the clear air, but look at him, he's looking up and he tries to square it across for FORAN. Good defending by Ainsworth.
The joint is jumping here at Rootsall. Terrific atmosphere, terrific Sunday of football. 3 matches for you. Kicks off with Birmingham against Stoke. That's from 11:30, Sky Sports 1 and HD1. And Super Sunday, Bolton against Fulham from 1:30, same channel. And the triple bill is completed. Arsenal against Wigan, live from the Emirates from 3:30. Yellow card there for Rowlands. Celebrates his 28th birthday yesterday.
All part of the game. Adam Barrett there, as far as he was concerned, it was just a proper challenge.
Taking a risk, getting away with it. Maher thought he'd won it back fairly. Peter Walton tells him otherwise.
Outstanding tonight, Maher. His distribution has been something else at times.
Bolder. Blackstock. This is Lee Cook. 3 hoot shots in the middle. Raymond. Lomas.
Well, to their credit, they're not giving up. Queen's Park Rangers. Out-battled, but still going for it.
Talk about battles, Queen's Park Rangers right in one now. How important does their next match become? Away at Leeds United, then home against Plymouth, away against Ipswich, and home against Sheffield Wednesday. That's what Queen's Park Rangers have got up and coming. Rowlands. FLAHAVAN will not be beaten tonight by the look of things.
Just look at him all the time. He's not spectacular, just the right position. Don't take chances, don't put yourself in situations you can't handle.
And this will only be Southend's 7th win of the season, their 5th here at home, 3 of them coming in the last 5 games. Several factors will dictate whether they can keep up this excellent run, Southend. Not least the fact that they don't have the biggest squad. Injuries could really hamper them, suspensions as well. And one thing they won't be found wanting in is the spirit and commitment department. Probably the belief as well now. Every win under the belt, every good result will only help. Came into this, of course, on the back of a point at Stoke where they came from a goal down.
Well, the other thing about this football club is when there were points adrift at the bottom of the championship, the chairman declared that the manager would be here next season, come what may. That sort of stability helps as well. Just got a knock, Freddy Eastwood, a few minutes ago. Doesn't want to take any chances, Steve Tilson.
Plenty of battles ahead that Freddy Eastwood will need to keep his powder dry for. Top scorer doesn't get a goal tonight. Matt Harrold gets a taste of the action. And off comes Efe SODJE. Looks like Adam Barrett will go back into the heart of defence, and Simon Francis back to fullback. Ainsworth's delivery. Richie FORAN clears and chases. This is Stewart. Good dipping ball, defended well by Francis in his first contribution to the Southend course. And now HARROLD in his. Touches it beyond Boulder, but back comes Mancien.
Well, that must have been pleasing for Simon Royce in the end. Not that he's happy when it's 3-0 down. Why do you keep putting me under pressure, lads? What are you trying to do to me?
Before the game, quite rightly, everyone talking about this as a crucial match in terms of Southend survival. There's some big ones to come. Visit here of Leeds United next month, and the week following that they're going to go to Hull City. Those both the old 6-pointers as well. But the 6-point swing has gone in their favour. The gap to Queen's Park Rangers, just the 2 points. Level with Hull City on points. CAMPBELL-RYCE. He knows exactly what he did there, Adam Boulder.
He's had a terrific game. Jamal CAMPBELL-RYCE, real speedster.
Jumped on by Bradbury, the flag is up, it won't count. McCORMACK doesn't know it yet. I think he does now.
Well, I'm a long way off this, but I think he's onside. I'll be very surprised if he goes off here. Oh, he's right, the assistant is right. No. He's in a better position than me, I'll have to say that, Bill.
Here's Barrett. Well, you talk about targets, and the targets are the same now for these two clubs. Survival, 50 points or whatever it takes there or thereabouts. Southend have moved 3 closer to that. Maher. Well, he deserves a goal, and he gets one. It's a beauty from the Southend captain to crown a sensational Southend night.
Absolutely magnificent. He has been the best player on the pitch tonight. Outstanding, and this is an outstanding goal. He doesn't even want to shoot in the first place. All he's thinking about is keeping possession of the ball, and he's about to turn this ball back towards his own goal, but then nobody closes him down. He thinks, okay then, room, time, space, nobody's going to come to me. All I'll do is bend it into that far corner. Simon, just watch this, because it's going past you and you're not even going to move. Curl on the ball brilliantly, and it's on its way into that far corner. What a strike.
It is, by the way, Southend's first league win here at Root Hall over Queen's Park Rangers since 1959. All the Southend supporters in here tonight will feel it's well worth the wait. It matches that Football League trophy triumph of 3 years ago. Might get better, but FORAN can't get in on the act there. The lawn chase for Ray Jones. From start to finish, it has been Southend's night. Penalty that wasn't for Queen's Park Rangers, which should have been all academic in the final reckoning. Here's Rowlands. Blackstock blocked. FORAN. Well, that is born of frustration.
They give me no option, says Mr. Walton.
Four goals conceded, 3 yellow cards against. It has not been a good night in Southend for Queen's Park Rangers in any shape or form. Injury as well to one of the January arrivals. Couldn't have gone much worse. An 8th consecutive league defeat on the road as well. Jamal CAMPBELL-RYCE. Still he battles away. Time is up, over 3 minutes played, and still they want another goal, Southend. They don't want the final whistle, that's for sure.
Kevin Maher will have a strike. He'll try and bend another one in the top corner. Now that Freddy EASTWOOD's gone off.
We won 5, the cry around Roots Hall. Most likely be the Southend captain who decides whether they get what they want. Maher, oh yes! He can do no wrong, and nor can Southend. 5-star performance from the Shrimpers, and even Steve Tilson can smile now.
Well, what makes it special is because he's set up to knock this to the left-hand side of the goalkeeper. But just at the last minute, when he comes in, he's already spotted it where the space is, and he's had a quick look at it, and he thinks, right, I'll change my mind, and I'll just put some more whip on it, and whip it into that near post. There's the space, over the top of the wall, and the goalkeeper, Simon Royce, who's already thinking it's going to the other side, has got no chance to get across to that ball. What a strike. The manager can celebrate as well. There we go, 5 up.
What a Friday night out in Southend it has been for those Shrimpers. What a nightmare it has been for Queen's Park Rangers. Southend's survival bid is on track and then some. A 5-goal super show here. It started off with a little bit of luck, but it finished with a real flourish. 2 superbly taken goals from Kevin Maher to put the crowning glory on a 5-0 win for Southend against QPR, their relegation rivals.
Unbelievable. Fantastic performance by Southend, and don't they know it? They've dragged everybody back into this struggle at the bottom of the championship. They are certainly looking forward to survival now. It is on for the Shrimpers. They can escape, they know it. It can be done now. What a performance. 5 goals against Queen's Park Rangers, who'd come back to form last week. They've had a terrible few days, Queen's Park Rangers, on the news pages and the sports pages, but Steve Tilson's boys are right back in the frame. Bottom of the table hasn't in truth changed very much in terms of positions. Southend are still 23rd, but they're just a point away from safety now. It also means Leeds United, who play Crystal Palace tomorrow, can't come off the bottom. They will have games in hand. Southend closing everything up now. Queen's Park Rangers dragged back into danger. It's all on at the bottom of the championship. Live football looks like this coming up on Sky Sports. On Sunday we have Birmingham City against Stoke City in the championship. 11:30. Join us then. Sky Sports 1, also in high definition. And on Monday, the Johnson Paints Trophy Area Final second leg is between Doncaster and Crewe. It's 3-3, remember, from the first leg. 7:30. Sky Sports 1, again in high definition. What a night at Roots Hall. Steve Claridge will go through it all with us, and 5-0 to Southend against Queen's Park Rangers was the final score. Incredible scenes here at Southend. A night of celebration for them. They were almost dead and buried before Christmas. They are now looking towards unlikely survival. I believe, but it was the final scoreline. Southend 5, Queen's Park Rangers 0. Southend's biggest win for 13 years. And they've had a few good years lately, haven't they, really? Incredible match.
It was. I mean, to be fair, they weren't really in it, were they, QPR? I don't think there was any stage, probably 10 minutes after half-time, where they had a little bit of a spell, but never at any stage you feel like they could get back into it. And probably wasn't a 5-0, but they certainly deserved to win and win handsomely. OK, let's hear from the man of the match. It is the skipper, Kevin Maher, who scored the final 2 goals for Southend. He's alongside the golden boy, Freddy Eastwood, and they're both with Bryn Law.
Kevin, what a night!
Yeah, brilliant. I mean, it's a massive game for us. We knew going into it that, you know, if you lose, then you cut adrift a bit. So to come away with a win and win 5-0 as well is a brilliant result for us. Well,
you were playing OK anyway, but it was quite a flourish there in the last couple of minutes, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I don't know what was going on. I'm not usually up that far anyway, but that's nice to score, and I've managed to get a couple recently, so all good.
It's all turned around, hasn't it?
It has. We have had, the last 6-7 weeks we've been playing really well, and we know we've given ourselves a chance now to stay in the league. It's a massive task before Christmas, but we've given ourselves a chance now, and that's all we can ask for at the moment.
Freddie, 5 goals, and you didn't get one of them.
No, weren't on the score sheet tonight. I'm not too worried about that. Obviously tonight, Skip's come in and done my job tonight. But obviously delighted with him to see him get on the score sheet tonight.
Are you slightly surprised you're still at Southend in a sense? There's so much speculation.
Yes and no, really. I suppose all I've got to do is just keep doing what I'm good at, keep scoring my goals, and we'll see what the summer brings.
Well, you've had a great win tonight. You'll believe as well, I'm sure, that you can stay up, don't you?
Yeah, definitely. Now, obviously, we'll give ourselves a great chance tonight to kick on now, and I think that's what we want to do, obviously.
Well, Freddie, if you could perform one task for us, could you present the Powerade Man of the Match award to your captain, Kevin Maher? Well done.
Cheers. Cheers. Thank you.
Well, there's a few teams worried now around the bottom of the table. Anyone more worried than Leeds United?
No, this is a time of the year where you're in good shape, and you've got a chance of getting out of it, or we're in trouble here, and this is going to be a tough end to the season. These looking good nick tonight, by the way.
From the 9th minute when they got the first goal. All right, a bit lucky, but it set them on their way.
No, absolutely. They were positive right from the start. I mean, I think it was a shot target of 8 to none in the first half, so that shows how dominant they were, and probably should have got more goals than this. As it is, it's rather fortuitous, but nothing more than they deserved.
Should he have passed it back?
Yes, I think he was under pressure. I think the keeper has panicked. He's misread the pace of the ball, and he's got to it too quickly. And he's hooked it right into the path of Bradbury. I mean, he's got enough time there to clear the ball where it's come back from. So unfortunately, that was the keeper's mistake.
Into the second half, a good first half for Southend, but it stayed 1-0. Second half, and Mark Gower just gets a yard on his marker, who's come on.
I like they didn't switch off at all from dead balls. I thought they were lively right throughout the game. Always looking for things like this. It's the first touch. It's a fantastic first touch. Also, what surprises me is I'm thinking he's got to go far post here, because it's one of those where the angle is to hit the far post. But he half does the keeper there by doing him at the near. The first touch takes it across the defender, can do very little then, and it's a super finish. That is a high quality second goal.
And then 3-0. Sometimes you talk about, Steve, wanting it more. Now, who wanted this ball more than Efe SODJE?
Yeah, absolutely. You look at the two defenders. I think Ray Jones turns his back. Somebody else isn't exactly going for the ball. They actually scored 2 goals last week against Burnley QPR from corners. So they were on the receiving end there. And it was just a case, as you say, of Efe SODJE wanting it more.
And then Kevin Maher doing a very good impersonation of Freddy Eastwood.
Yeah, this is a fantastic goal. I think the keeper possibly might be a little bit unsighted here. I mean, there's no real pace on the ball, it's just placement. It's a great finish, and he doesn't move. I think the defender actually, as he strikes it, I think he just steps across the ball and unsights the keeper. Very little that Royce can do. I mean, the pace, power on the ball. There you go. Lovely.
That's 4-0. And we're into time added on already.
Yeah.
And then the 5th goal goes in, the skipper again.
Yeah, not the sort of side that are going to give up, obviously. They'll go right to the end. I'm not quite sure why he's only got 3 in the war, but it's a fantastic finish. He does it up, over and round. And another, there's a lot of good quality on show tonight, particularly, obviously from Southend, and none more so than Mr. Maher.
Yeah, there's a few worried managers around the bottom of the Championship at the moment. There's one very happy one, Steve Tilson's with Bryn Law.
Steve, that's turned into a very, very big night for you, hasn't it?
Yeah, it was a big night before the game, and a fantastic result and a fantastic performance.
Can you believe you got 5?
No, I mean, we went in 1-0 at half-time, and to be fair, QPR puts under a lot of pressure for the first 10 or 15 minutes of the second half. But some great finishes, you know, to get them 5 goals.
That should help in terms of self-belief as well, shouldn't it?
Well, one defeat in 8 games. You know, we're on a good run at the moment, and all credit to the lads. You know, they've dug in for a bad spell that we had, and we've given ourselves a lifeline and given ourselves a chance of staying up.
Yeah, you're right in there now, aren't you? Right in the thick of it, albeit still third from bottom.
Yeah, I mean, if you know, results tomorrow, whatever happens, we've got to concentrate on how we're doing, and at the moment, like I say, one loss in 8 games is a good return. So we've got to keep that going, and like I say, it's all about ourselves.
You must believe you can do it.
Yeah, obviously I believe we can do it. I think the players have shown tonight that they believe they can do it, and like I say, we've got a tough away game at Sunderland next week, so yeah, we've got to carry that forward.
Thanks, Steve. Well done.
Cheers, thanks.
In the bottom 3 since September, but what a time to start playing like this in February.
Yeah, I mean, there's some real plus points. I mean, Freddy EASTWOOD didn't score and they get 5. They've beaten a side from the lower regions of the league, which they've been unable to do. And as he says, there's a difference now. They're not looking at anybody else. He said it's all about us, and that's exactly right. If they continue in that vein, they'll get out of it.
Have Queen's Park Rangers got any excuses at all?
I'm not sure. I think tactically the balance and the shape didn't look right. They didn't look like the players that you'd expect. Cook to get the ball wide and create things, wasn't able to in that shape. But no real excuses. They were well done on the night.
If they'd have got a penalty at 1-1, which should have been given, probably you were saying in the first half, would that have changed the game?
Quite possibly, it's an important stage. I mean, whether or not it would have given them the momentum to push on, I don't know. It would have been undeserved. It was a penalty, having said that, and should have been given. The referees ideally placed. I can't, for any reason, understand why that penalty wasn't given.
But really,
yeah,
that's looking at straws,
it would have been unjust.
Searching for them, really.
Absolutely. When you look at how the teams played, and that would have certainly wouldn't have deserved that.
Southend's biggest win, I was saying earlier, for 13 years, 5-0. The first time they've beaten Queen's Park Rangers in the league since 1964. They're putting together something here, aren't they?
There's a little bit of belief now. As I say, this is. When you get to the stage of the season, you know if you've got enough, or you know if you're struggling and you need something fresh and some impetus. And I think they've looked at it and gone, I'll tell you what, the run we're on, we've picked up 13 points in our last 6 games. It's a decent run, and there's plenty of confidence that they're playing with that. And the actual players they're playing as a team. They're all doing their job. There's nothing complicated. They're working hard, and I think, to be fair, they're going to be a tough team to play against for the rest of the season.
Jamal CAMPBELL-RYCE, one of the players you refer to,
yeah.
They're really doing his job, making a nuisance of himself.
Yes, unspectacular, but keeping it simple, and as you say, being extremely effective. Did that really well. The ball inside the fullback all night. He got on the end of it. His pace. I didn't think he tried to do too much. I thought he released the ball when he had to.
He went off with twisted blood, didn't he, in the end?
Yes, he did actually.
He'd had enough.
Once or twice you'd probably like to see him not quite stop-start, but actually attack people and get at them. But I thought overall he very rarely gave the ball away. He did his job, like everybody did for the side. And as I say, all round it was a great team performance, and he was just part of that.
What a kick in the teeth it is for Queen's Park Rangers. They beat Burnley last week 3-1. Everyone, the crowd, everyone was saying, that's it, we're playing well, we've got a chance now, we're okay. And then this happens.
Yeah, you get done 4 games on the trot, you turn it round. And against Burnley side, you've got to say, on paper, weren't bad. And it was, although, I mean, I didn't say the game, but you said they played well. I mean, they scored 2 from corners, and you always got to look at that. But you said they played well, and then to go in and put in a performance like that. I mean, if that was the same system they played last week, it's hard to believe that you've got the same performance.
Yeah, Queen's Park Rangers are back in the mire again, that's for sure. Let's have a check on the table. Leeds in desperate straits. When you see the team just above you winning like that, how are Leeds feeling now? Hull, Barnsley, Luton, and then Queen's Park Rangers in 19th position, 33 points just now, a couple of points ahead of Southend in 23rd. Top of the table looks like this, with Derby out in front, followed by Preston in the top 2 positions, and then West Bromwich Albion, Birmingham City, Southampton and Cardiff in those playoff positions at the moment. That looks tight as well. Live football on Sky Sports looks like this. Tomorrow it's Reading against Aston Villa, 12:30 on Prem Plus, also in high definition. Portsmouth against Manchester City is 5 o'clock. Again, Prem Plus, and again, high definition, channel 480 for more details. And on Sunday, a football live triple bill. Birmingham City against Stoke in the Championship, 11:30, Sky Sports 1, again available in high definition. Bolton against Fulham into the Premiership, 1:30, Sky Sports 1 and HD. Arsenal against Wigan, 3:30, Sky Sports 1 and high definition. Coming up, it's Friday Fight Night next. It's the British super featherweight title fight on Sky Sports 1. It's a big thank you to Steve Claridge. Good to see you again, Steve. And what a great night for Southend. What a terrible week for Queen's Park Rangers. A Chinese brawl in midweek and nothing to take away here. From all of us, bye for now.